Harriet Tubman.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom.
Harriet Tubman was a very powerful woman. She helped over 600 slaves escape to freedom. Young and old, boy and girl, pretty and ugly. She didn't care about what you looked like. She just wanted everyone to be safe and free. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff, wasn't scared of nothing neither. Didn't come to this world to be no slave, and wasn't going to stay one either. Farewell, she sang to her friends one night. She was mighty sad to leave them. But she ran away that dark hot night, ran looking for her freedom. She ran to the woods, and she ran through the woods, with that slave catcher right behind her. And she kept on going till she got to the north, where those mean men couldn't find her. 19 times she went back south to get 300 others. She went back south 19 times to save black sisters and brothers. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff. Wasn't scared of nothing neither. Didn't come to this world to be no slave, and didn't stay one either.
Explore. Harriet Tubman is a prime example of exploration. As you may know, Harriet Tubman was a slave. She started working when she was 12 years old. As she got older, she started having visions of herself freeing her people. In the words of Harriet Tubman, she said, "In my dreams and visions, I seemed to see a line, and on the other side of that line were green fields, and lovely flowers, and beautiful white ladies, who stretched out their arms to me over the line, but I couldn't reach them nohow. I always fell before I got to the line." Finally, one day she got tired of living that life, so she ran away. She found an underground railroad. She explored it and found a place where she would be free. I looked at my hands to see if I was the same person. There was such a glory over everything. The sun came up like gold through the trees, and I felt like I was in heaven. She knew that she still couldn't be happy. I had crossed the line. I was free, but there was no one to welcome me in the land of freedom. I was a stranger in a strange land. So she decided to follow her visions, to be like Moses and set her people free. So she went back south to get her family, friends, and anyone else who wanted to be free, and brought them to the Underground Railroad. While she was freeing the people, she got to explore a lot of things she'd never seen before, including freedom. She helped people to be free, so I guess you can say she explored freedom for not only herself, but for others too. For everything they did, they had a code name, and since it was an underground railroad, it had to do with engineering. For example, the fugitives or the runaway slaves were the passengers, and Harriet Tubman was the conductor.
Encounter. Harriet Tubman was a slave, so she encountered a lot. When she was young, she refused to recapture a slave that had escaped, so she got hit on the head with a metal weight by her master. This caused a head wound which caused seizures, headaches, and narcoleptic attacks. That is why people think she had the visions and vivid dreams. As she grew up, she encountered a lot more too. She had to watch her family members get beaten, low food, low on water, pretty much anything you can imagine. I grew up like a neglected weed, ignorant of liberty, having no experience of it. When she became a fugitive, she encountered a lot more. First, she had to find the way to Pennsylvania without getting caught. Then she had to go back and get her family. She had to do this 19 times. I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors can't say. I never ran my train off track, and I never lost a passenger. As she was going to get a new set of people, she realized what might happen to them to get them caught. So she got 2 things: a drug to hush crying babies and a gun. If someone decided they wanted to go back, she would hold up the gun and say, "You will be free or die a slave." Not one person got caught, and she always made it safely. She also had people who didn't feel safe, so she comforted them. She had to help people as old as 70 and as young as newborns. She found out they were offering a $40,000 reward for her recapture, but she never got scared or anything like that. She kept her head held up high and moved forward. Exchange. What would you personally exchange for your freedoms and the freedoms of others you love and care for? Would you give up your phone, money, or even your life to be free? Harriet Tubman exchanged her safety and even almost her life for her freedoms and other people's freedoms. Once she brought a slave to safety, she would go right back and get some more slaves to free. She never waited to get somebody new. In summary, Harriet Tubman didn't exchange service to self. She exchanged service for others. She knew that she would not have room to be selfish if she wanted everyone to be free. Harriet Tubman was a really big follower of the Golden Rule. Treat others like you want to be treated. She always treated others like she wanted to be treated. Summary. Harriet Tubman was the leader of the Underground Railroad and freedom for over 600 people. She explored freedom for herself and others as well as a way to freedom. She encountered a lot, but she always found a way to get through it, no matter what it was. As you can see, Harriet Tubman is a prime example of exploration, encountering, and exchanging. Her bravery, determination, and dedication allowed her to accomplish incredible things throughout her life, such as setting over 600 slaves free.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.